Recently, news of the maiden flights of two new Chinese airplanes quickly hit the internet, stirring up numerous hot debates and speculations. Many military analysts and experts have been discussing whether this marks the imminent debut of China's sixth-generation aircraft. In the past, only the flying machines in science fiction movies dared to show such amazing technological breakthroughs, but now, it seems that this is no longer far away. China's military advances have not only taken the lead in terms of numbers, but have also begun to surpass conventional Western thinking in terms of technological innovation. Could this one be a revolutionary leap in Chinese aviation technology? This plane is more likely to be China's next-generation theater-class bomber, or a successor to the J-bomber, rather than a sixth-generation aircraft as we've come to think of it. First of all, judging from its appearance and details, this aircraft is much larger than the existing J-20 and uses a dual-tire system, which clearly indicates that the aircraft has a greater capacity to carry weight and fuel. This feature makes the aircraft's range and combat radius greatly increased, but also more in line with the needs of modern warfare in a long-time, long-distance combat. The fuselage of the aircraft is not only larger, the wing design also adopts delta wing, which highlights the strong high-speed performance. In addition, the airplane uses a three-engine design, further proving its strong thrust, capable of supporting heavier loads and long-duration high-speed flight. The lack of a vertical tail design emphasizes its excellent stealth capability. In today's military confrontation, stealth technology has almost become a key factor in whether an airplane can survive on the battlefield. Therefore, judging from these details, this new aircraft is more like a theater-class bomber than a sixth-generation aircraft. As for the controversy over whether this aircraft is a sixth-generation plane or another new type of fighter, I do not completely deny that it may have some potential for a sixth-generation plane, but from the existing technical details, a sixth-generation plane seems to be still out of reach. As an epic-making fighter, the sixth-generation aircraft should have some revolutionary features. First, variable wings, able to adapt to greater speed and higher flight altitude according to flight requirements. Second, hypersonic flight capability, able to break the limit of the speed of sound, and even close to the speed of Mach 7 or more. Third, the ability to fly in the proximity of the space or even in outer space, which will enable the sixth-generation aircraft to occupy an absolute advantage in aerial combat, crushing all existing airplanes. These features will enable the sixth-generation aircraft to occupy an absolute advantage in air combat, crushing all existing fifth-generation aircraft. However, according to the current design of this aircraft, we have not seen a breakthrough that meets these definitions of a Generation 6 aircraft. While it does have strong stealth and thrust, it is still far from the standard of a Generation 6 aircraft in terms of wing design and speed performance. Perhaps, in several future improvements and developments, this aircraft can gradually incorporate advanced technologies such as variable wings and hypersonic speeds, but at the current stage, it is more like it was designed to address the needs of a theater-level bomber. A bomber such as this, with its long-range strike capability, capable of striking targets in the second island chain, and even beyond, fits perfectly with the need for long-range strike weapons in current warfare. Although this aircraft is more of a bomber in character, its maiden flight represents a significance that goes far beyond a technical breakthrough. If this is indeed the first flight of China's Generation 6 aircraft, it will be a major blow to the U.S. Air Force and a cornerstone of China's Air Force development for generations to come. From the F-22, F-35, and now the NG-80, Next Generation Air Duty Fighter program, the United States has had a monopoly on air supremacy for many years. However, if China is able to catch up quickly, it will not only eliminate the U.S. Air Force's air superiority in the Asia-Pacific region, but could also pose a threat to U.S. global military hegemony. This change is unprecedented and disrupts the pattern of the West dominating the global military landscape for the past 500 years. Whereas the West has led global weapons design and development for centuries, China is now beginning to rapidly catch up and may even catch up and surpass in some areas. At this time of change, the West must re-examine China's rise in the military arena and redefine the global strategic and military balance. The United States has long relied on its strong air power to maintain its global hegemony, particularly in military operations. The U.S. usually relies on its air superiority to carry out large-scale bombing, through air superiority to destroy the enemy's strategic targets before dispatching ground troops to finish the job. If China succeeds in developing more advanced warplanes than the F-22 and F-35, the U.S. air superiority will be greatly weakened. More importantly, China, through the gradual maturation of J-20, J-35, and other warplanes, has broken through the West in the field of fifth-generation aircraft technology monopoly, and if the emergence of sixth-generation aircraft change the rules of the field of fighter jets, which means that the U.S. air superiority will become a thing of the past. The future international military landscape will change drastically, and the United States will no longer be able to intervene globally with a strategy centered on air supremacy. Western countries must reassess the rapid rise of China's military power. If China is able to break through the existing technological bottlenecks and take the lead in possessing the sixth-generation aircraft, its global military status will undergo a sea change, affecting the global strategic balance. If China really leads in this field, then it will not only dominate the air combat power in the Asia-Pacific region, but may also break the existing order of military hegemony on a global scale and reshape the future global pattern. Regardless of whether this new Chinese airplane is a sixth-generation aircraft or a new-generation bomber, it marks a breakthrough in China's aeronautics and demonstrates the country's rise in the global strategic competition. This is not only a victory for China, but also a change in the global landscape. If China's rise in this field continues to advance, the U.S. as well as other Western countries will no longer be so confident in their military superiority.